All right. Oh crap. Your microphone's muted.
Oh yeah, I'm here. But
Sorry. Yeah, your microphone was just muted. All right. Hey everyone. With me I've got Owo, the artist from Afrodroids. And so before we get into the project, I'd just like to know a little bit about yourself, bro. Just as an artist.
oh yeah, definitely. Hi everybody. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Owo. I'm a 3D artist from Nigeria. Nigeria is in Africa. Um, my career kind of started out as a traditional artist, making paintings on canvas and doing portrait drawings back in the days, and kind of doing commission works. I've always had this feeling that I wanted my work to be out there for more people to have access to my work in terms of go my work can travel to where I cannot travel as a person, being here in Africa and reaching people in Australia, Asia, Europe, America, and all of that. So yeah, that's one of the driving force behind me going into digital art, and then I kind of moved into digital art and I started making art digitally, illustrating, making character design, and then I stumbled on advertising, working advertising for 5 years before I finally quit my job to focus on NFT full time. Back in June, yeah, that's when I kind of embraced the whole unknown of the NFT space and said, okay, maybe I'm ready for this. But yeah, then
Yeah, so what was it like jumping into the NFT space? Because I know a few artists were sort of like scared to jump in due to like environmental reasons and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was bothered about the environmental reason because that's one of the driving force behind the Afrodroids because it's very important to me. But with platforms like Calamint and with the Tezos blockchain, things are greener there. I have a couple of work on the Hikiknuk platform, and I've also bought some. I'm a collector on Hikiknuks, bought some artist work on hand, and it's I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of believe that, okay, I think we got this because despite the environmental reasons, it has helped and it has transformed a lot of artists lives. I've seen people personally. For myself, I couldn't afford to buy a monitor, earlier this year I couldn't even afford to make my rent, but with NFTs now I can at least buy a great computer to do more work on, and afford my rent, and at least buy a new monitor for myself. So though it has the whole green aspect of it, I think platforms like the Tezos blockchain trying to remedy that. It also has this merit, helping artists. I was on a live stream yesterday and someone mentioned about the VV collectible. Some of the artists that create some of those comic books, they don't even get the opportunity to kind of earn royalties of some of this work. But with the NFT platform, people have the opportunity to earn royalties of their own work, which is one of the most amazing thing of the platform.
Hmm. Yeah, and with things like Immutable X and stuff like that are coming, and they're going to become more available for just your everyday artists rather than just like corporations and stuff, which is going to allow that sort of for you to be able to piggyback that smart contract onto the blockchain, and these
Yeah,
things are all coming, so it's in the works. So
yeah.
in reality, taking the steps towards that direction is fine. And some artists say, "Oh well, we said this was going to happen with many other things, but it never did." But the NFT space is different. Everyone in the space wants that to happen, and they're not going to be happy, sort of, if it doesn't. So it's a lot different. I think a lot of people who hate on it just don't understand the space well enough to be able to dive into it, because it is a
Oh,
hard space to get into.
oh yeah. I'll tell you what. The NFT space is one of the few places where regardless of who you are, where you're from, and your style of work. I mean, you've seen some work that are, generative work, really hitting it off, work people wouldn't have considered, 10 years from before now, that we're at, that people are getting into. You've seen with the ad blocks, the squiggles, those things are selling for thousands, and it's crazy. And it's super amazing and inspiring, the kind of time we're living in. Because I'll tell you a story about myself. When I first entered the NFT space, my manager can definitely confirm this. She's in the chat. Like when we put out the first work, which is ultimately the work you just scrolled past, the mask with the mask, which is such an incredible story. That's the first NFT I ever put on the blockchain, and it was about the story of this, one of the most popular, arguably one of the most popular masks out of Africa and Nigeria. Ultimately, it's called the Idia mask, which was taken during the Benin invasion back in the days. When I put out this work, and I wanted to make it a social commentary about the society we live in now, people walking around with masks. I wouldn't even think, I don't know if you thought like 2 years ago that people will be wearing masks. It was only in hospitals we saw people wearing masks and stuff, at least for myself, So it's really, really fascinating. People like me, when I put out this work, I didn't even know people were interested in my work. And to my greatest surprise, 8 hours after, someone bought this piece. And I was like, oh, who is this person that is interested in, in getting this piece? I'm all the way over here in Africa, and the person was in Sydney, Australia. And I was like, I didn't even know someone in Australia understood my work, because I'm telling African stories. I'm telling some stories that people shy away from, stories of how some art were taken, stories about suppression, stories about political issues, stories about lost civilizations and languages. And it was fascinating to me that people really liked some of these some of these stories I was telling, and it was fascinating to me. Like an artist all the way in Africa could definitely appeal to someone out there. So this is one of the spaces where, regardless of how big you are as an artist or how small you are, you have the same opportunity to succeed as anyone else. So yeah, it's really fascinating. And I know the concerns about, all the environmental issues and stuff, but, platforms, like I said, platforms like Tezos, are trying to, the Tezos blockchain rather, trying to remedy things like that. So it's fascinating.
So I'm just going to bring up your Afrodroids page now, so we can discuss Afrodroids. We'll just get the art up. So I'm a little bit slow with all this.
It's all good. You know how early it is over there, So I'm like, you're even faster. Like if I were to wake up, I wouldn't be this fast. You're so fast.
Now this piece here, man. So Michael Keane recommended me this project, and I jumped on the website and I fell in love with this straight away because it reminds me of Chappie, that South African movie. And man, I love that movie so much. And I was like, okay, I'm all for this. I love the fact that you've got the screen and somehow you're able to display the emotion quite well through a screen rather than a face. And that's pretty hard to do, I reckon. So what started this project for you?
By the way, because we sort of had a discussion on Discord today, and people didn't know, like, the object up there, if you scroll up, like the model up there, you can actually twirl it around and see what the back looks like. So a lot of people don't know that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
You can definitely zoom in. So we had a discussion about this. People didn't really know about this. So it's crazy, which is one of the values we're offering, getting people to, you can put this on your work table, with air, put it on your face. It's super, super interesting. So yeah,
wait, you can put this on your face?
Yeah, there's a filter for it on Instagram and on Snapchat.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's super dope. This website is made so well. It is
Yeah,
so good.
it's super light. It's super light. So yeah, back to the question you asked initially. For me, what kind of started this is as a child, I was very inquisitive, I was always fascinated by where we came from. Because I grew up in a space where in Africa it's really religious. I grew up in a space where everything, you don't question things like existence, you don't question things happening, you just accept your fate and kind of take life as it comes. But as a kid, I always question things like where did we come from? What's the purpose of existence? And what will be our end? If you take out all the things about religion, which I have nothing against. I'm just an artist. I'm just asking a question.
Mm.
And I spoke to a couple of my friends, people I consider to be more educated than I am, people who have multiple PhDs, people who are really, really, they add learned to their name. And throughout my conversation with them, what I found out is everybody always said that, oh, though the end of humanity would be us ending ourselves, killing ourselves, which is things that are happening already, building nuclear weapons, we're polluting the ocean, we are just not being human to the next person. We would ultimately find a way because we humans, we adapt a lot. We'll find ways to kind of take our consciousness and put it into a higher being, in terms of it could be machines, it could be whatever. It just happens to be Afrodroids. It could be anything. We'll take our consciousness, we'll take our mind, we'll transfer it to something else that will continue the civilization because this body is decaying, is dying on a daily basis. So that's one of the things that influenced my decision to create the Afrodroids, because the story is just fascinating to me. After we're gone, there are people who are going to take over the world, take over, and they'll be conflicted because I would believe that as a machine that has no emotion, having all this human consciousness and emotions being introduced to them, there will be that conflict. So the way we wrote the Afrodroid story is we are looking at the inception. That's why you see on the website it says Inception is coming, which is the first part of everything. So we are at the inception. But there's a story of how they are going to be conflicted between all these emotions, being a machine and also being humans, which is like the realization of the story of this story. And there is the origin story as well, which is who are the people that made the Afrodroids. So it's really fascinating, all these things coming to. That's why I'm saying the story is very progressive in terms of how it all comes together. So it's not something I'm going to do and leave it and run away. It's going to be a progressing story, because what I believe is all of my everyday artwork that I put on Instagram, it's a cinematic universe that I'm building, to kind of tell all the stories. Yes, it is African stories, but people ask me this question: why do you call it Afrodroids and they don't have Afro? I want the whole world to relate to it. I don't just want it to be an African thing. I want everybody to be a part of it. I want everybody to, see themselves in it. Everybody to kind of relate to it. So it's not just, oh, we want it to be an African thing. You said Afro, give us an Afro. So it's this array of story that I'm trying to tell, and it's all coming together. But what we're looking at is the inception, how these robots took over the world. So yeah, I know I went a little bit long-winded, but I had to delve into tell the story.
No, that's totally cool, man. And so on the page, when I was looking at it, you were talking about charities and that there would be 20% going towards charities. So how does that all sort of tie in together, really?
The charity is very, very important to me, and we tried as much as possible to be very, very transparent in our dealings. And you know the the charity is the Dream Catchers Academy, which what they do is they take in underrepresented kids from the streets, and also kids that want to learn the entertainment, because growing up in Africa, if you tell people you want to go into the entertainment business, people just make jokes about it. You say you want to be an artist, Personally, I didn't even get backlash from my family. They were really supportive. It's just people around that were like, "Oh, you want to be an artist? You're going to be poor," and I don't blame them for it, because most of the people we saw around us growing up that were artists, they were not really, at least what people around us considered to be success, they didn't really have it, you know. So if you say you want to be an artist, people shy away from that. And the Dreamcatchers Academy, they're doing something amazing, you know. They're building a school. They're educating all these girls that they have taken off the streets, all these little girls they've taken off the streets. Their website is on the website. If you go down, is on the website Dreamcatchers Academy, and
Yep.
they're doing all these amazing things. You know, getting all these kids educated. Could be dancing, could be singing, could be. There's this amazing story about a kid that was dancing in the rain, and now she's in the U.S. learning how to dance. You know, in one of the top dance schools in the world, which is Juilliard. You know, so it's amazing what they're doing. And it's very important to me that we are transparent. So what we did is we wrote a smart contract, the ERC 721, written by our amazing developer Wade. And what we did is we plug in their wallet directly into the smart contract. So as everybody is buying an Afrodroid, as you're getting your Afrodroid, 20% from the 0.07 Ethereum that you're paying goes directly into their wallet, you know. So it's not, oh, we are going to later on send the money to them. It goes directly to them. We have no control over it, you know, because we want it to be transparent, because it will do a lot for these kids. Like, look at them, man. Look at the kids.
Okay. So that's like written into the smart contract itself.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And they're building a school currently. They're building a school. And if you go down on their website, you see the prototype of the school that they've proposed, you know, that they're building. And you see, we had a chat with the you see, we're building a school. We had a chat with the lady, and she said that the school they are building will afford them the opportunity to take in more kids into the foundation, you know, kind of help them, get them educated. So it's really amazing what they're doing, and everything is transparent. Nobody's trying to hide anything from anybody. Everything is there. They are in our Discord. They came to our weekly AMA, and they answered questions. She spoke. She was there. She answered all the questions. So it's really transparent what we're doing, and we're giving these kids a future, which is very, very important to me. You know.
Yeah, this is fantastic, dude. This is fantastic. And like, do you actually stay in contact with this charity?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay, so that's interesting, because like I'd imagine that as this project progresses, with since like you could potentially teach them the opportunities of NFTs and stuff as well. Because like if anyone's, you know, so people who are into art who wouldn't get like that chance as well. So it's like another thing. But yeah, I like the fact that this project has a real meaning behind it, because you'll see a lot of projects with NFTs that are copy pastors, and they sort of lack the value that they provide, but they also don't have a mission behind it. And I feel as though for a project to be completely genuine, there has to be a mission behind it. Otherwise, there's no driving force to keep the project alive, you know. And the fact that you're interested in keeping it alive, it's both helping out your mission, and it's also providing value to the people who are involved. Now, I've seen that I've seen things in relation to like metaverses. How do you visualize the metaverse for this in the future?
Yeah, if you talk to one of my favorite collectors, Q Club, you would you would see it's something we talk about. You know, there's a day I told him, Q, the future is the metaverse. It is inevitable, you know, because of how things are progressing. That's the new form of human interaction. You know, it was with Web 2.0, it was on social media where, you know, you got a little bit closer to strangers. Now no, you got a little bit closer to friends. But with what Web 3.0 is doing is bringing you closer to strangers, which is fascinating if you ask me. So what we did in terms of the metaverse is you look at the design of the Afrodroid. Look at the Afrodroid working. We try to make sure it's simple as possible using basic shapes. So you see the joints as circles, you see the arms as cylinders, so that it's optimized for the metaverse even before anybody starts talking about the metaverse, because it's so simple, it's so light that it can walk anywhere. It's very, very fascinating that I kind of thought about this when I was designing the full body of the Afrodroid. And the plan is we are going to purchase land in the metaverse, and we'll try as much as possible to make sure we have events there. Have a concert, have a DJ come, droid meets droid, interact with other droids in the metaverse. The two places we've considered so far are Sandbox, because it's one of the kind of big platforms, Sandbox and Crypto Voxels, and it's a plan to make sure that everything works in the metaverse. And the beauty of it is you can go to a place like, say, Super World, and you can take the model, like the model that is at the banner of the, you can even take the full model of the Afrodroid, you could put it anywhere, you can put it in the real world. You could go to the Eiffel Tower and put it at the top of the Eiffel Tower. You can go to the Great Wall of China, put it there. You could go to the Pyramid of Giza, you could put it there. So it's really, really fascinating in terms of the metaverse. I'm someone that's really fascinated by the metaverse, and you can see that in the design. I tried as much as possible to keep it as simple as possible, remove all unwanted element, because when you look at the design of the Afrodroid, someone asked me, like, why are there no spaces for the head, where screws would go? And what I asked the person a question to in return, like, look at your phones, your iPhones. We used to buy phones back in the days where you could definitely remove the battery, but now you can't do that. You can't even remove the battery from your phone. So I believe we'll definitely, in terms of technology, get to a place where everything will be fused together in terms of the design to make it more functional and to make it more simpler. So yeah, that's one of the things that informed this design.
I think that's fantastic that that you understand all this and you're taking it into perspective, because I feel as like there are a lot of people who are a lot of artists who are attempting to do projects like this don't really understand things like collision issues. So like when you've got these in a game engine, if you make the design of the body too sophisticated, you're going to have collision issues and things like that with the environment. So you've taken all of this into consideration, kept it nice and simple, meaning if you bring other artists into the team, it's an easy foundation to develop from,
Yeah, definitely, because I work with a team of artists already. I'm not one that tends to try to be a jack of all trades. Like I said earlier, the most important thing to me is what we're doing later on the project. I apologize for my devil's dog barking. What we're trying to do later on in the project is start this whole collective called the First Continent Art Collective, where we'll be highlighting other artists from Africa, because it's for people in the States, $50, $10 might just be, maybe a little amount, but for people down here is a lot, And what we're trying to do is to make sure for the First Continent Art Collective, we're getting more artists involved. We're getting more younger artists that are prolific. Doesn't necessarily have to be younger artists, but artists that need the spotlight involved. So what I did with the project, I worked with a couple of artists, because I wanted to make sure that I highlighted some of them in terms of, it might not be, they are part of the project directly, but they are getting paid for their services, So that's what I tried to do, when I was doing this. So it's really, really important to me that we get more artists involved, because there are so many amazing artists in the NFT space in Africa that a lot of people don't know about. That that's my duty, to make sure that people see them, with the First Continent Art Collective program that will be running later on with Afrodroids. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. And if you hold an Afrodroid, if you get to purchase one and you're holding one at the time, what we'll do is we'll make sure that you get access to all these amazing artists before the entire world gets to know about their work. And if their work blows up, you get in early, it's good for you. Definitely there are a lot of people interested in flipping work, which is a good thing. You get in low, go out when it's high. So I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people, getting in early on some of these artists.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I myself, I flip a lot of projects. Like I'll buy like multiple of the project, especially if I like it, and I'll keep one and then I'll flip the others. And it's a good way to keep money going. And the more I'm able to do it, the more I can actually stay home and do less of my personal business. And focus on just projecting artists and stuff out into the world. So it's like it's like this cycle. So with the features on the Afrodroid, because I just want to dive into because it's not released yet, I want to dive into the randomization. So this process that happens, what are going to be the features? So I'm looking over here at the I'll bring up the full droid. Okay, so we've got the droid here, for example, up on the screen. So with the random features, are you going to be starting off with the whole body, or are you just going to be doing the head at first?
We're doing a standard PFP project in terms of what you see. We also wanted to provide the full body for people to interact with it and see that in terms of the storytelling, you can interact with the full body. But what we're doing is we are doing a full-on PFP project where what it is a profile. You see it from, if you look at my profile here as I'm talking, that's what you're getting. You're not getting, you are ultimately getting the full droid after, but what you're getting on your mint is a PFP version of this, which is this whole randomized version of it. So we have the circular screen, we have a screen with a visor, we have a screen with a fish tank, we have so many iterations of it. We have a blank screen, which is just a skull without any screen at all. And we have we've tried as much as possible to make it as random as possible. But then again, we have the rare ones in terms of the ones that have all these wares. They're wearing hoodie, they're wearing a t-shirt, they're wearing a Hawaiian shirt, they're wearing a face cap, they're wearing a baseball cap, they're wearing a crown and stuff like that, to make it. But then again, there's a rare one we dropped on the Discord today, an icy, a very, very icy one, to try and get people to know that more are coming. And the rare ones, the secret to the rare ones is I am the one making them handmade. They are not generated. All the rare ones we're looking at is handmade by me, and some of them are facing the opposite direction. So it's very obvious when you see a rare Afrodroid, you can easily see them. And some of them have some of my everyday artwork in them, which I believe is an added value, because when we set out, our plan was to add so much value, so much value to all of the project. And I see someone saying extra files that are becoming beside the image. Yeah, definitely. After you get the PFP file, the extra files that will be coming after this, you get the rigged FBX file, a rigged FBX file that you can move your Afrodroid. Your Afrodroid could be dancing. Your Afrodroid can be sitting. Your Afrodroid can be walking, like what we see there. Then you can use the FBX file. You can export it in AR version. It could be a GLB and STL. We're providing to make sure that you can use your you can show off your Afrodroid anywhere in reality. You can take it, put it on top of your dining table. You can put it on your bed. You can put it in front of your porch. You can put it anywhere. So these are some of the things. And after that, we also are dropping a drone, because each of the Afrodroid comes with a drone, which is their companion. that they walk around with in this new world. So the drones, what they do, their functionality is they go out, they scan information, send it to the Afrodroid to make sure, okay, where they are going to is safe. They go out, they scan, they take pictures, they come back to the Afrodroid. So every droid holder gets a drone, which is the beauty of it. So on top of the AR file, the RIG FBX file, you get a drone, which is really, really interesting.
Okay, that's really cool. Before we dive into that drone, because I got a few questions about that. You said that you are creating the rare ones yourself. Now, I think it's important to sort of just touch on this a bit more, because of the fact is a lot of these projects, they're doing random generating, which is bringing a lot of value through giving people unique features. But with the rare ones, you're providing that one-on-one experience with the person who's receiving the goods,
Yeah.
which is, it's like the whole droid itself is created by you, so everything works optimally together. Like the colorways, everything is designed to specifically match. I think that's really unique. I personally haven't seen that in another project. I'm sure it exists, but I just think that's fantastic that you're providing that. Would you be able to like sort of touch on more about that?
Oh yeah. I think our generative expert, who happens to be this amazing whiz called Gary, he what he did is, in as much as everything is computer generated, what we do is he wrote this amazing program that ultimately goes in after the generation and spots out those with the irregularities, in terms of obviously, working hand in hand with me. We go through them and look at the ones that the colors do not match properly, in terms of, so we handpick and remove some of them. So though everything is generated, computer generated, we also make sure we are doing quality control. So every Afrodroid holder gets a beautiful piece of art, even though it's generated. And also the ones that I'm working by hand to make sure are the rare ones, are the ones that, if you're lucky enough to get a rare ones, then yeah, you know how much that would be worth. This is not financial advice, by the way. But yeah, if you're lucky to get a rare one, then yeah, it's awesome. But what I've tried to do is to make sure that I elevate this experience by giving so much value, in terms of, I make sure that all the rare ones are handmade by me, to make sure that everybody, if you get a rare one, you feel special. You understand that, the artist went through a lot of trouble making sure that you got something that was unique, So yeah, that's why it's so important to me, because I believe that if you're investing in the art, even though it's computer generated, we make sure that we do quality control to make sure you're getting the best art possible, in terms of quality and in terms of all the artistic values and stuff.
That's fantastic, dude. That's fantastic. So with this with the random features, I know I asked about the random features before, but with the drones, are they randomly generated based off the features on the Afrodroids, so they match, or are they their own unique generation, or are they just designed from the get-go?
Oh, so with the drone, what we're trying to do is we'll try to make it as random as possible. So we might not necessarily go in and say, oh, you got this Afrodroid, we'll send you this. You got this, we'll send you this. What we do, drop it to make it fair as much as possible. So you get a drone. It wouldn't be that we are nitpicking to make sure that, oh, every this person got something special, because it wouldn't be fair that we go in and say, oh, this one got the rare one. We'll give him the rare drone as well. What we'll do is we'll go in, we'll make it as random as possible, because we believe in everything being fair as possible. So if you didn't get a rare when you got the Afrodroid, maybe you get a rare drone, who knows. So what we'll do is we'll generate it, make it random, then we'll airdrop it to all the droid holders. So there's no guarantee that you're getting a drone that looks exactly like your drone, it's going to be randomly dropped to everybody, so everybody gets a fair chance at getting a rare one, or getting a drone that they love. You never know. Some people get a drone that's not or a drone that is not a rare one, but they still love it. There are some projects that I
Yeah.
didn't get the super rare ones, but I got the ones that I like. An example of it is the bull. Like the bull that I got, I believe is my perfect representation in terms of the dreadlocks. They look exactly like me, and the character of the bull. And I'm not selling it. I don't even plan on selling it for the next 10 years. I'm just going to hold it because I love the art. So personally, for myself, I buy a lot of collectible projects because I love them. So I want it to be as fair as possible to make sure everybody gets a fighting chance at getting something rare or getting something they love.
Exactly. I think this art style's fantastic for integration with the metaverse, just because I've seen a lot of art that is very what do you call that, 2D sort of looks. It's not like, well, they're vectors, but it's not like sort of this optimized looking avatar for the metaverse. So you've definitely taken sort of everything into consideration as regards of how it's going to look in the metaverse. Now, you were saying that you started this project early this year. Have you been working on that continuously throughout the year?
Yeah, when I started the project, for people that follow me on Twitter, what I went on Twitter, I didn't even know it was going to be this big. I was just
Hmm.
based off the story. What I went on Twitter and said, I feel like I've created one of the most important projects of my career. That's the tweet. Put out that tweet because of how massive the story is. I mentioned earlier that the way we wrote the story is we wrote it in this whole massive way of, the Afrodroids exist. They have an origin story. They have the inception when they took over, and the realization. There are more stories coming. Every day we thanks to all the amazing people in the Discord, we have so many amazing discussion, and the Discord is always active. Whatever time you're there, it's always active. There are people talking, the people engaging with others, and it's super super amazing. So thanks to the amazing Discord, from the conversations we have on a daily basis, it's just fascinating, things you get to learn about. So for me, it's a story that's been developing over a particular period of time. In terms of as an artist, you get the first idea, and I need to mention this as well. None of the OG droids, the first droids I created, will be part of this particular draw. Probably we'll do a separate drop for that. But if you look at the OG drop or droids, what they had was a microphone, and the microphone is the speaker rather is the part of the mouth where the droids speak from. And you look at the ears, the part that looks like an ear, that's the antenna of the Afrodroids. That's where they receive. That's where they connect to towers, receive information from. Then you see the screen. That's where they display the information. So the first Afrodroids we created uh, were partly ideographic in terms of they displayed ideograms, when they express themselves, but they could speak. But for this particular Afro droids, when we did the next iteration, they could speak and they could also display visual information. So that's the beauty of it, because it kept evolving in terms of how the droids express themselves, and it's fascinating. It's this amazing project.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. The moment I seen this project, I fell in love with it. Just the fact that it reminds me of Chappie, and that movie really resonated with me.
Yeah,
Um,
I love Chappie. I love Chappie. I love
I'm
Chappie.
I'm gonna open up the floor to any questions. So if anyone decides to ask any questions along the
All right.
way, we can answer those. So if anyone has any, just make sure you type them into the chat. Um, Now, so with the random generation of the Afrodroids and the screen and whatnot, do you Do you plan on creating like a way to express emotions through the screen, or are you just going to keep it as the way it's generated?
Oh yeah, the way they express emotions through the screen is they use pictures,
Yeah,
because the way I imagine the droids to be is the same way people express emotions using emojis.
yeah,
We live in such a fascinating time. People use emojis, like someone sends you a smiley face, you believe they're happy, even if they're not happy. Someone sends you a laughing emoji with the crying, with the tears, you believe they are laughing and rolling on the ground. But even if they are like really really stiff and not even laughing, so I believe the Afrodroids, they express themselves based on emotion. You see the one on the website, it showed the love icon, pixelated love icon. So it with the design, I think I also have to mention that though it is this advanced machine, it still has this Web 1.0 vibe to it in terms of the objects are pixelated, in terms of it still keeps them grounded to understand that the people that they bear the consciousness of, they came from this world that things were not really, upbeat to a particular extent. These people saw Web 3.0, they played Donkey Kong, they played Pac-Man, they played Super Mario Kart, So that's one of the things that inspired in terms of that. So they express themselves using the screen. So they display things like love, they display their agenda. Some of them, the Afro Droids definitely are gender fluid. So they have no gender at all. And some of them express maybe they are gay, you never know. They express their sexuality through the screen, which is very important to me as well, because we have so many people in Africa that have they want to express their sexuality, but they don't have the opportunity because of government regulations and all the things that are being said against them here, So they hide under the covers. They are not free to be who they are. And building the Afro Droid, I want everybody to be free to express yourself, be who you are, regardless of tribe, color, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or whoever you are, religion and stuff. Just express yourself, be yourself. So that's why the droid has all this sense of expression, has battery low, to express yourself when their battery is low. They have all these. They have a smiley face. They have a sad face. They have a laughing emoji. So they have all these expressions that we have on our phone screen and our computer screens now, but taken to a whole other level. Some of them have pizza on their face. Some of them have burger on their face, to kind of reminisce the time where humans used to exist, and we're consuming all these things. So yes, it is very important to me that I showed all these emotions through their screen.
I think that's fantastic, dude. I think that's fantastic. So at this stage, the screen's going to be sort of random generated. So in the future, you'll have that sort of data where you can manipulate it within the metaverse, or do you sort of take it as though it's going to be sort of more their persona?
It'd be, I believe it'll be based on the collector's persona in terms of, if you got a particular droid that has probably a rainbow on it, and you're
Yeah.
related to that because of who you are, I would believe that you would love to keep the droid, because it expresses who you are. So maybe you didn't get that. Probably go and get one that's where the secondary market plays out, and it's really really fascinating because part of our plan for the secondary market is we are still giving back to the charity. Our plan for secondary market is 4%, and 25% of all the proceeds from the secondary market is we are giving back to the charity. So that's where the secondary market comes in. Maybe you don't get the one you like, you go get the one, because at the end of the day, part of your money is still going to this great cause, which is the Dreamcatchers Academy. So yeah, I would believe that if you got what you like, I would believe you stick to it. Maybe you don't get what you like because you know how these things are. You can't really predict them. So if you don't get what you like, probably get another one. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah. So someone in the audience saying that they can't wait for the first. Same here, dude. Same here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start wrapping this up in a sec. Just because I have to go to work.
Oh
You've
yeah.
provided a lot of
By the way, I have to mention for people who don't understand when he said can't wait for the first. The drop date is 1st of September. That's why he said the first. So yeah,
yeah.
look at about a week from now. So 5 days
So
from now.
so before we before I head off, is there any sort of information that you found hard to express that you want to provide to the people who are in the chat?
What I'll say is not really an information I find hard to express is the project is very dear to me, and we've tried as much as possible to provide so much value. If we were to spend the whole, I can spend the whole day talking about the value we're providing because we've not even talked about the fractionalized ownership of the production studio that we're doing. What we're doing is we are making a movie out of this because they originally wrote this story as a movie. We plan to make a full featured film out of it. It's really ambitious. I understand, but I believe that if people are investing in a project, they need this kind of value. And we've already started talks with a lot of people to see how this is possible. And what we'll do is we make the movie, the profit we make from it, we get all these people that invested in it, the fractionalized part of it, will get back all this income. So what we've tried to do is to make sure we're providing so much value in terms of the drone. So if you get the drone, can definitely flip it. Not financial advice, but it's for people who are interested in that. It's you don't just get an Afrodroid. After an Afrodroid, there's a drone that's coming. After the drone, I'm still. If you buy an Afrodroid, what it gives you is you get access to me as an artist, and I make work every day. It's only going to get better. I have a 50-year plan, and I have to make sure that everybody understands I'm a young nigga. I'm a young dude. I'm sorry I said that. I'm a young
That's
dude.
okay.
I'm so sorry I said that. I shouldn't be saying that here, but I'm a young dude. I'm 27, I'm still
Yeah.
going to be making art. So what you're getting is as I'm making art every day, I'm going to be putting some of this art out. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that before the entire wall gets to hear about all the art I'm putting out, all the holders of Afrodroid get access to it first. So if I'm putting out, say, 12 artwork like we're planning to do in December, we're putting out 12 artwork. We are dropping 12 artwork, and some of them will be 20 of 20, some of them will be 10 of 10, some of them will be 5 of 5, some of them will be 1 of 1s. We're dropping to all the Droid holders. Apart from that, if I'm putting out a work, say it's 1 of 1, like with what I'm doing with the OG Afrodroids, the ones I created firstly. Like when I'm putting that out, I'm putting that out, and it's about 7. Before the entire world gets to know about it, all the Afrodroids owner get to know about it first. So I would even doubt that with all the engagement we have on the Discord, that anybody would let it get to the whole world first, because it's going to be sold out before everybody knows about it. So it's going to be, we'll put out a 10 of 10 artwork, and it's sold out before the entire world gets to know about it. And the value can only go up. And again, I say, this is not financial advice, but I put out work every day. I plan to do this for the next 50 years. I'm a young guy, so you better bet that something good is coming. So yeah, that's where I leave it. We've planned so much to give so much value. We are going to give so much value. Some of the things I try not to mention, but so much value is coming. We are on the promising, and we're going to over deliver. So if you're in on the Afrodroids, check out our website, afrodroids.io. Join our Discord. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, to get all the updates. And be sure that when the Afrodroid drops on the September 1st, we are definitely going to the moon. Not financial advice, but we're going to the moon.
I think what's great about this project is you're looking to provide sustainable growth. Like you know, I see too often a lot of projects moon the same day and like moon and then crash like the same week, same
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
And you know, that's just due to the fact is it's the only value providing is the return for the user rather than, you know, like one thing that a lot of projects have sort of taught me is that there is more to value than necessarily what you could sell it for. It's about the art. And
yeah,
initially with a lot of projects, the only value they sort of provided is what people could sell them for. And so you're providing this further value where someone's like, okay, I really like this and I don't want to sell it, so the price raises of the project because it's like, well, you know, it provides more value than what you guys are offering to buy it off me for. So you're like yeah, like it's important that you're doing that because at the end of the day is I think the reason why a lot of people don't engage in artwork from artists before NFTs is the fact that a lot of people uh, it's sort of like taught people to appreciate art because before, like, you know, it's no one wants to buy sort of a depreciating asset, you know what I mean?
mm,
And yeah, and like I think that's like what's so important about NFTs is the fact that, you know, it's allowing you to crowd fund, you know, your vision, what you want to
yeah,
do with the project and whatnot, and then giving value back to the user. When I see a project that's not willing to provide this, it's like, well, what's the point in investing? Like that people aren't
yeah,
seeing the full use case of the smart contract,
yeah.
you know?
I mean, it's really important that, like I said, if you've listened to me from the beginning, you understand that the way we wrote the story and some of the things I've spoken about, this is machine. You look at your iPhone, it has evolved over this span of time. It can only get better, because it's a machine. Eventually they'll find ways to manage all this consciousness that they get. That's where the upgrades come in. It's not going to be a project that just comes and goes. I've written this. I've written the story together with a lot of smart people to show the inception. We're only at the inception. That's what people need to understand. We're only at the inception where we see the droids taking over. We have the origin stories. Who are the people that created the droids? Then we have the realization where the droids realize, oh, we have all this consciousness. How do we manage this? And it can only get better. There's a story about the lost language that the droids are part of called Nsibidi, which is a language native to to the southern part of Nigeria. Is this entire language that it came out of it was developed during the same time as the Egyptian hieroglyphics. It's super amazing. It's only going to get better. I can't promise so much. I just want, if you believe in the project, we are doing so many amazing things. We're giving back 20%. 20% is a lot. I don't know if anybody wants to calculate. The price on the project is 0.07. Calculate 0.07 by 12,000. There's a lot of money that's going to charity and is going to do so much for them. They're going to educate these kids. Go on your Instagram, see the facilities they're using right now. It's not the best. These kids, they need iPads. They need to stay in a good facility. So it's very important to me that if you're getting on a project, you're helping someone realize her dream. These are girls. They need to realize their dream. They need to learn about all these things. If you've ever been to Africa, if you've ever been to Nigeria, then you understand what I'm talking about. Go on your Instagram page. Look at the situation of where they are living in. You understand that we are doing so much good. And it's not my good. It's your good as a collector. Jumping into the project. So it's very important to me that I want my collectors to contribute to something good, to help all these people. I don't only want them to get value out of the project, but to contribute to people's life. And it's going to be there forever, that all these girls will remember you and say, oh, this collector makes sure that I had all the education I wanted to get. This collector made sure that I became one of the best musicians. I became one of the best artists. I became one of the best singers. I became one of the best actors. So yeah, this project is I honestly I can't say a lot anymore. I just, if you want to get in on it, definitely get in on it, because we are there for the long term.
So what would really my camera keeps shutting off for some reason. What I'd really be interested in seeing is how the project is helping in regards to charity. Do you think that do you plan on keeping everyone sort of updated with what's going on?
Oh
Like
yeah,
when
yeah.
when I was younger, my mum used to do like I forgot what the name of the charity was. But she would donate, and we'd like receive pictures, and could sort of write letters back, send things back. And I just thought that was like a really cool way to sort of keep in touch. Now, how I visualize it is maybe like, yeah, so if we're on the Discord, you'll be like, oh, look, this is, a success one of the children had,
I, I,
she yep.
I would definitely tell you this. When I was a kid, my mom used to shop at a particular place, and the clothes we'll get from there, people told us came from America, because the clothes cost less than $1. And I was so happy to get all these clothes because they looked amazing. Like, why would someone throw out this kind of clothes? You know? So your mom, I don't know. It could be some of the clothes that people from your area threw out.
Yeah,
In the clothes that, no, I appreciate it. That's the
yeah,
thing. You think that I wouldn't appreciate, but I did. That's why I say that the charity is so important to me, because I was a street kid as well. I got
yeah.
some of these handouts, and it was the best. It was the best. To me, it wasn't a handout. It was someone sent by God to help me, you know.
Hmm.
So it's very important to me, because we've already created a channel in the Discord for the charity. So if you wanted to ask question, and the lady running the charity, she was in a weekly AMA, and she's going to be in all of our weekly AMS to answer all of this question. So it's not just going to be, oh, you've contributed and you don't know what happens. They are going to implement it on the project. We saw on their website, they're building a school for the kids. They are going
Hmm.
to send all these pictures to the Discord. That's why we've tried as much as possible to be transparent. We've written everything into the smart contract. We've tried as much as possible to make sure that after the drop, we are still there to make sure that they show everything they've done, in terms of
Hmm.
the building. You see the progress of the building, you've seen all the things they've done for the kids, and it's what they do already. It's not even a new thing. It's what they do already, because when they're shopping for the kids, they put it on Instagram for everybody to see. They're very transparent. When things go bad, they put it on Instagram to let everybody know, because during COVID, things got really, 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 things went really, really south for them during COVID. They couldn't even afford meals for the kids, because
Okay.
people weren't giving to them. So they are very transparent. When things go bad, they let people know. When things are good, they let people know as well. If you go on their Instagram, you'll see a video of them shopping for the kids, buying groceries for the kids. So you see the kids in school learning, see the kids doing all these amazing skits because they want to be entertainers. They're on TikTok. They're doing all these amazing skits. So it's transparent.
I think what would be really cool is if, um, since this is all tied in with the charity, and you'll like these children will be getting access to things like iPads and stuff like that. It'd be interesting to see maybe a derivative of an Afrodroid or something made by the group of kids, like a skin or something like that,
Yeah,
that people
you're
could
right.
bid on or buy, which will, or even done by individuals, will give them the ability to make their own money and understand NFTs themselves. Because like at the end of the day, you can do NFTs sort of from everywhere as long as you have the access to the technology. So it'd be like a way of them being able to create an opportunity for themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I've just written it down in my notes. I'll call the charity Dreamcatchers Academy. For anybody who doesn't know, Dreamcatchers Academy on social media, Dreamcatchers Academy. I'll talk to them and see all the kids that are artistic. What we'll do is we'll get all of them to do derivatives of Afrodroids. Then we'll do a special auction for them on OpenSea. So all the holders of Afrodroids and ultimately the entire world can get in on it. How about that?
Yeah, that would be fantastic to see something like that, man. I'd
Yeah,
definitely like to be a part of that.
yeah.
Um,
What do
so
you think?
we've got a someone said, is there a pre-sale? Yeah, there's a pre-sale going on, like right now, sort of thing. Just anyone that has any sort of questions, you're able to ask them on the Discord if you didn't get the chance to ask them now. Um, someone just said, "Can we get Owo on the channel to ask questions?" He's on right now. He's on right now. You can ask questions.
No, I don't think I understand. What does he mean by this? I don't think I understand.
I don't know. Maybe he's a little off jobs at the moment or something.
Does he mean I'm already here answering all these questions? I don't know.
Maybe he had a few billies before he jumped on. He's a busy.
Yeah, we are glad to have you. You know, it's never a YouTube live stream unless you have people who are like, trolling you.
No, I don't think he's trolling. Maybe I'm reading the question wrong. Um, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sorry, guys.
But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure having you on, man. I could talk about this. I could talk about this a lot longer. That's for sure. I just have to. Okay. This guy's like, I wish I was a part of the pre-sale game. I haven't been overly active
I
on
know
the.
him. I know the person, Haitian Buffett. I know
Yeah.
you. I see you in the chat. So it's the funny thing is I know everybody that's in the chat. That's the funny thing. I know everybody that's in the chat. Um, yeah, definitely. We're still running giveaways. We're still running the invite challenge. So if you're inviting people to the Discord, you get an opportunity to be part of the prototype droid, the
Mm,
prototype droid, what it does is it gives you access to early minting because we're going to give some people who join the Discord early a chance to mint early, which is the pre-sale Gail is talking about. So we'll give people access to mint early. It is going to be announced to everybody. So you can mint early, maybe a day before or 2 days before. You can mint some of the Afro droids. But the thing is, everybody's entitled to 20 mints per 20 Afro droids per mint. So you can't mint more than 20 Afro droids. So if you're worried about someone coming in and minting, say 200, because they are whales, there are people that can mint 900. So if you're worried about people coming and minting a lot, just know that people are limited to 20 minutes. So yeah,
mm.
to make sure that everybody gets an equal opportunity to mint an Afro droid. So yeah, it's still running. We had the giveaway still running. So if you join one of our AMS, on one of our on all of our AMS, we try to do a giveaway. So if you're on the AMS, you get to win an Afro droid. If you're inviting people, we are currently running that. You get to win the prototype droid, which gives you access to early minting. So yeah, there's still a chance for you to get in on the pre-sale.
Mm. So we've just had a question about the pre-sale. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. So we've just had a question about the pre-sale, and I'm not too active on the Discord just because I'm flat out at the moment. Is the pre-sale still on, or is that over?
No, the pre-sale has never been on. We've just been giving people an opportunity to be part of a pre-sale that's coming 2 days before the drop or 8 day before the drop. So we are not doing any pre-sales now. So to make it fair to everybody, we can't be cheating anybody. So we're making it fair to everybody. So there's nothing like a pre-sale going on right now. What we are doing is we are going to announce when people can go in and do a pre-sale, pre-minting, or it can be 2 days before, it can be a day before. So what is going to happen is we've been doing challenges to try and get people to be prototype droids. And if you join the Discord early, to reward people to make sure that the people that join early can get access to the pre-minting, to avoid all the gas wars and stuff like that. You never know the way gas is these days. So to make sure that we avoid people getting in on, you're doing all the gas wars, because when a lot of people are trying to mint, gas goes up definitely. So we're trying to make sure that we help people provide value, like I said earlier, so people can pre-mint before the actual drop date. So there are contests going on Discord. Invite people, you get access to that. As much people as you invite, you get access to that. So yeah, definitely join the Discord. All the information is in the Discord. It's pinned to the. I think you shared the link in the chat. So it's definitely
I'll share it again. Sorry. Sorry. I'll just cut you off there.
No. It's on my pin tweet in case you're wondering. My Twitter is Owo_Anietie.
Yep. Okay, sweet. So so to everyone who wants to get involved in the pre-sale or anything like that, basically just be active in the community and you will see when the pre-sale's announced. It's just, it's going to be sort of fair for everyone, and we just sort of don't want to give. I'm assuming you don't want to give away pre-sale to people who actually aren't really interested in the community itself. Otherwise it sort of be unfair.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of questions being answered in the Discord, everyone. So make sure you get on that. It's pinned on Owi's page. I'm also going to post it for everyone again. I've been posting it on there. I can't think of anything else to sort of answer there. No worries. Well, look, I'm gonna have to duck. Wait, is it possible for Droids to sell out on the pre-sale? So how many are going to be available for pre-sale?
No, I don't think it will sell out. We'll try as much as possible to give everybody a fighting chance. It wouldn't sell out on the pre-sale. I don't know, probably 45%, which is a lot if you think about it.
Yeah,
but I don't think so.
Okay, so with the pre-sale, I'm just thinking to keep do you have a tracker for the pre-sale? So as things are selling, are people going to be able to see how many have been sold?
Yeah, definitely. Even without a pre-sale, if when you're minting, it usually shows how much is left. So everybody keeps it transparent. That's the beauty of Web 3.0. Everything is just there for everybody to see. There's no hidden, someone is sending the rare ones to his friend or whatever. So it's transparent. Everybody can see. Everybody gets a fighting chance. Everybody gets an opportunity to be part of it. So there's no, like, if you were to come to Nigeria, they would say there's no mago. So there's no underground mago to make sure that some people are getting ahead of others. So there's nothing like that.
Okay. Gail just said if the VV fam were in here, it would sell out. Well, man, I think I brought in about 100 people from the VV fam, or a couple
Yeah,
hundred.
I'm part of the VV fan. I'm part of the
Yeah.
VV fan. I own a DeLorean. The thing is, because I'm from Nigeria, I can't really buy the gems with my Nigerian credit card, so it's a bummer. But yeah, I'm part of the VV fan. I've always been part of the VV community since early June. So yeah.
Oh yeah, nice. But yeah. So Gail, if you get the link, the Discord. So you jump on the Discord and you copy paste the link from there. That will give you a unique link, and that gives you the ability to jump on the giveaways. So if you invite X amount of people in, you get given a free Afrodroid. Um, and that will be like sort of your ability to be able to invite more of the VV fam by sharing. Maybe just share this video, share the Discord link, talk
Yeah.
about the project. Maybe bring up the project in your videos. The gal's also a YouTuber as well. So yeah, like the VV fam so far has like welcomed this project with
Yeah.
open arms. Like
Yeah.
everyone that I've shown's been excited about it, so that's really good.
Yeah, they're the best. I was on a chat with hold on, man. Let me. I don't want to say Staying Alpha. I was on the chat with Staying Alpha yesterday. It was such an amazing chat. We're on the live VV drop yesterday with the comic books. So I'm part of the VV fam. I love all the people from the VV fam. Like, I don't even know how to say it. The VV fam is the best. It's my
Mm.
home away from home. After the NFT community, it's all VV for me, man. So yeah, I love the VV fam. I love all of you. Definitely looking forward to seeing all of you on September 1st, minting us crazy because you know what I said. The Afrodroids, they are coming. They are coming. The inception is here.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that you were on with Staying Alpha. I'm gonna have to go watch that.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, sorry. I was just gonna say. Anyways, I definitely have to head off now. I gotta be at work in half an hour. But
Oh yeah.
man, it was really good talking. I could talk for hours about this. I just wanted to make sure I answered all the questions and everything for everyone. But I'm gonna post the Discord, and yeah, it was great having you on, dude. I'm gonna head off now.
Oh
If
yeah.
there's anything you need help with, just let us know. Actually, I'm gonna exit. I'm gonna exit this broadcast and just talk about this to you after. See you
Oh
later,
yeah.
V. See.
Oh, sorry.
See.
Before you exit, I would say maybe on September 1st we'll do a live minting. I'm just putting it out there. Nothing,
Yep.
but yeah. On September 1st we'll do a live minting.
Yeah, for sure. If you need help with a channel to put that on, we could probably put that on Staying Alphas or my channel or Gales or something like that. No worries. Well, I'm gonna end this broadcast now. Peace, everyone. It was fantastic having you all on. You all had great questions. Peace.